Welcome to all plus 2 students from Tamil Nadu. This is Raj Kumar, Assistant in Admissions from Joy University. Hope you're all busy in writing your exams. Joy University has planned an refresher course on physics subject for the benefit of plus 2 students. Hope this program will help you in writing your exams and make a remarkable success in your life. I welcome Dr. Prabha ma'am, School of Arts and Natural Sciences, Joy University, to handle the session on physics. Welcome ma'am.
Hi all. Through this video lecture, today we are going to discuss about recent development in physics. It belongs to chapter number 11 in physics book. So from this chapter, what are the learning objectives? So these are the learning objectives. So what is the importance of physics? Because science, technology, nanotechnology, robotics, every advanced fields are there. So everything behind is the physics. So today I am going to discuss about what is the background of physics, which phenomena is working. So physics is the basic building block for engineering and technology. How it is work, what are the advanced technologies are developing now. So in that series, the nanoscience and nanotechnology. This is the very important thing. So we are going to discuss about what are the advanced technologies are development happening in the nanoscience and nanotechnology. What is the principle in medical diagnosis and treatment. Everything we are going to discuss in this chapter. So before starting the development and advancement, we should know what is the physics, because physics is the background, is the backbone. But before starting the developments, we should know what is physics. So these are some examples. So where is the physics are applicable? Sunrise in the morning and sunset in the evening. So daily it is happening. So what is the physics phenomena? The background of the sunrise in the morning mean is the earth rotation and scattering and refraction. As well as the sunset also, that physics is there. And second thing, the heat is released, heat and light released from the burning of that light. So how it is, the background is physics mean, when that fuel is combined with the oxygen, the release of energies happen. That time all the molecules and the atoms from the excited state, they are start to come back to the stable ground state to the release of energy. That release of energy in the form of light. So next one is how the yellow-orange color of the sky. So this is behind physics is Rayleigh scattering. So next example we can see the falling of object. Yes, obviously due to the force of gravity, the object is start to fall from the top to bottom. Next one is the birds flying in the sky. How? What is the phenomena is background that if birds are flying in the sky mean the thrust force, that is the pushing force, and how the birds are managing the weight, because that have to overcome the gravitation as well as the friction. So how it is managing, so that also the physics is playing. Next, the formation of the ozone waves and sinking of object. So these are the daily we are seeing the all that incident, the physics is there. So next you can see the spherical shape of soap bubbles and moon orbiting around the earth. These all also have the some physics phenomena. So in the cricket you can see in the cricket that cricket as well as the football, what are the games we are have, everything has some rules and regulation. So if the rules are satisfied, then we can give the marks. Same thing in the case of physics. So what are the applications happening, that physics have some rules and regulation. So that should be satisfy some condition. It is also applicable for the physics. Next you can see this is the famous scientist, the Newton. So he only observed the law of gravitation as well as the law of motion. So you know how he proposed the theory from the falling of apple, that's the gravitational, and the motion is orbiting of the moon around the earth. These are the proposed by the Newton. So here you can see physics. So we know the day to life, how the physics are working, what are the incidents are happening, the backside the physics are working. But how that physics have the some physics are working through some branches. We are telling physics is one of the branch. Like that in the physics also it has some sub branches, classical mechanics, quantum mechanics, optics, wave theory, lots of things. So here you can see some example what are the sub branches are in that physics. First we can start with the wave physics. The best example is the swing. How the to and fro motion is happening, the swing, that is the best example for the physics, wave physics. So these are the other examples. Here you can see classical mechanics, that is also one of the branch of physics. Here you can see one of the car is moving. How the car is moving towards the forward, that is the motion of car. It is also have this some phenomena that is deals with the classical mechanics. So next example you can see, it is the optics. Optics means nothing but light. Wherever that is deal with the light base, that is come under the optics. The first one is image produced by the plane mirror. How you are standing, so opposite of the mirror, how you are seeing your image. That is the image produced by the plane mirror, and color of the sky as well as the eyesight correction. These are under the optics. Next we can see the nuclear physics. So nuclear physics, that is a nuclear power generator. As you can see, nuclear power generation, the Kalpakam, Kudankulam, everywhere is happening. How the nuclear physics working mean, using the nuclear power we can generate the electricity. That is the main motive. Next you can see this is the carbon dating. Carbon dating is one of the method. So we can calculate the age of the old material through the how much amount of various carbons present in the particular object. So last you can see the working of radiotherapy machine is a medical field. How we are applying that physics in the therapy field, the medical therapy field. This is the example for the radiotherapy machine. So these are the most basic things of nature. So force. If you want to move the car towards the front, so we are applying some kind of force. This is the practical application. How one person is running or walking, that is under the motion. Next you can see 3 states of matter, solid, liquid as well as gas. So next one is light. Day to life we are seeing the light, that is also the science in the nature. Next is sound, heat, electricity, magnetism. These are the some example how the science is exist in the nature. So next one you can see. So far we discussed about what is physics, what are the sub branches in physics, what are the some example we saw. Now without knowledge of fundamental principle of physics, even the biologists can't understand how brain controls your body. So now you can ask how the brain is related to their physics. Because how the brain is working means some signals are passing, it's been transmitting. How the electrical, how the chemical signals are passing through the central nervous system. That also physics phenomena is working. Next you can see how plants carry out the photosynthesis, how that process is happening. Here also the physics is rolling. So these are the some example that is telling how the physics is important for day to life. Next we can move to the science and technology. So there are lots of difference from the science and technology. Obviously, what is the meaning of technology mean? When the science phenomena or mechanism is come for the practical application. So if it is come for this some practical application, now science phenomena is working. That time it is coming under the technology. So physics is under the science. When the physics phenomena or mechanism is used to develop some machine, that machine is helpful for the people, the real world application mean that is under the technology. So this is the difference between the science and technology. So this is a technology, this is science. It is over. Now we are going to the next step. What are the holistic development of mankind? So what are the developments is done by the man using the phenomena or mechanism. So here you can see, first we can start with the engineering. Next is the technology. Third one is the science. The final one is the medicine. So start with the engineering. Engineering, lots of branches are there. Electrical engineering, civil engineering, aerospace and EEE, lots of engineering branches are there. First we can start with the civil engineering. What the civil engineering people are doing, what they are learning. Civil engineering is how to develop or how to construct a building. So they have some different idea. So if they are applied some ideas for the construction, how the building will be look like. So they will give us some structure about the building infrastructure. Next we can see is the mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering, what they are doing, how to develop a machine, how it is working. If something is happening, they will analyze like how to replace the motor, how the motor is working, what about the durability, everything they will calculate. That is under the mechanical engineering. Next you can see electrical and electronics engineering. What they are doing, using the electric signal, they are going to develop the electronic devices. how it is working, how it is we can develop that branches is to deal with the electrical and electronics engineering. So like that computer science, they are telling like how to use that storage the data, how to transfer the data from one place to other place, that they are doing. Next you can see technology. The biotechnology is the first one. So biotechnology is nothing but there is a two area. One is the bio, next one is they are using the technology. Technology in the sense they are using the computer also. How we can utilize that computer technology for the biological organism, that everyone that deal with the technology. It means biology, we can tell is the engineering also. How we can use the engineering idea for creating, for explaining the biology things, that's under the biotechnology. That is, these are the, so information technology, IT, you know. So some data they are storing, how to process the data, how to save the data, how to transfer the data from one place to other place, they are doing, that is under the information technology. Likewise, we can move to the next topic, that is the science. Science also, physical science, chemical science and astronomy, agriculture science. So based on the which area they are focusing to give some idea, that is under the different branch of sciences. The final one is the medicine. Medicine also lots of branches are there. We can classify the medicine into two different categories. The first one is the diagnostic. Next one is the therapy. How you are going to detect the disease at the earliest stage. Then according to the report, you are going to plan how to give a treatment for the particular disease. That is the different thing, diagnosis and treatment. Once you are find the diagnosis at the very earliest stage, we can plan the therapy and we can cure the disease as soon as possible. So these are the some holistic development of mankind. So okay, so science is over. Technology, now you have get some idea about what is science, what is technology, what is engineering and what is medicine. So hopefully, I just hope you have we got some idea from that slide. Now we are going to step into the forward, like the nanoscience. So science, next one of the branch is nanoscience. What is nanoscience? So the topic itself have the answer, nanoscience. So it is going, this science going to deal with the nanoscale. So nanoscale means we know what is the scale of meter. So the nanoscale means it's a 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. It's the billionth of meter we are telling. So 10 to the power of minus 9 meter is the nanometer. Once the science is going to deal with that very nanoscale material, means that is under the nanoscience. So the study and manipulation of materials at the nanoscale. So some example we can see how we can see the nanometer scale. The day to life, we are seeing you have a human fingernail. So how it is growing, every second our human nail is growing as 1 nanometer level. The next example here you can see on man's beard is a grow is every second 5 nanometer is growing. So this is the comparison scale for your nanoscale. Next you can see, so this will give the overall idea about how we can compare the meter and nanometer. Here you can see one hair, it has the measurement of 1 millimeter. If you are focused the RBC, it means the red blood cell, it has the size of 10 micron. If you are focused your virus, that is the 100 nanometer. So in depth we are going, if you are focused the protein, that has the size of 10 nanometer. Again I am in depth going, it is the DNA. So that is the size of 1 nanometer. So this scale, you can get an idea of the overview of how the nanoscale is varying. So one more example, here one man is stand, we can give the height of the man in terms of meter. The person have a mobile phone in her hand, that is the 12 centimeter we can tell. Now we are going to compare the one more small size, that is the ant. It has the size of 2 millimeter. Then is the hair, then is the fungus, that is the next one is the your whole cell we can see. The final one is the DNA. So 1 to 2 nanometer we can tell the DNA size. So these are the overview of the size, how we can compare the man with the nanoscale. So hundreds of years ago, it was known as the art. So this art, in this art, is looking very nice. When you are seeing this art, we can't imagine that some nanostructures are inside. Now I'm just going to explain how the nanostructure or how the nanotechnology is applicable here. So it is looking like art. When you focus that picture, you can see lots of color. Here is the yellow color, is the blue color, so red color. So different colors are present in this picture. So according to these colors, now we can relate with the nanotechnology. Here, this color is the focused one. Red stained glass get its color from the nanoparticle of gold that are only 20 nanometer across. So here, how the red color is showing here, how the orange glass are showing here. What is the difference between the red color and orange color mean? According to this phenomenon, they are telling gold nanoparticle they are used here. Based on the gold nanoparticle size, it giving different colors. If the gold nanoparticle has the size of 20 nanometer, it is showing red color. The gold nanoparticle has the size of 80 nanometer, it's showing the orange color. So from which we can understand, if you are tune the particle size, it means nanometer level. So 20 nanometer is the 80 nanometer. If you tune the size of the particle, you can get the different color. Now you can understand why this is not a art. Now we can call why we call it as the nanotechnology. So this image is reflecting here. Next, what is the nanotechnology? Okay, nanoscience is over. The before slide I explained what is the difference between the science and technology. So when you are applying the scientific phenomena for the practical application, that is under the technology. Now we are going to focus the nanotechnology. It means when the nanoscience are used to develop a material for day-to application or any real world application, that is under the nanotechnology. So the development of materials, the device exporting the characteristics of particle of the nanoscale. So you are going to develop the nanotechnology using the nanoscale particles. So first we can start with the wherever the nanotechnology is applicable, we can start with the medicine because that is health is very important. So diagnostic. So to find that disease at the earliest stage and how we are going to give the treatment for the particular disease. So this nanotechnology is helpful to diagnose the cancer as well as we can give the treatment for the cancer. The lots of cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer. So we can detect that cancer as a very early stage. So to the drug delivery, here you can see the drug delivery that is under the therapy. If you are taking the nanoparticle as a medicine, if the patient is going to inhale that medicine mean that cancer can be cured. So if it is the beyond some stage, that is something still the researchers are going. But if it is the preliminary stage on middle stage mean, we can give the therapy for particular cancer. So next one, how the nanotechnology is applicable to develop or to construct the sports industry and cosmetics, clothing and space elevator. First we can start with the sports industry. How the nanotechnology helpful for the sports mean, we have lots of equipments for sports. So for that one, we are using the nanotechnology. If you are using nanotechnology mean, what are the equipments we are using that can be made as the very stronger, very lightweight as well as durability. So you are using the football means football, tennis ball we see. So that ball they are coated inside that nano clay lining is there. What is the use of the nano clay lining inside the ball mean? Using of the nano clay, it will maintain the pressure inside the football or tennis ball. So if the pressure is maintained a longer timing, the game extending is the very well. So that is the use of nanotechnology in the sports industry. Next one is the cosmetics. So lots of cream we are applying. For example, during the summer, we are applying the sunscreen. Why we are applying the sunscreen? To protect the UV ray. UV ray should not go inside your skin. If it is going inside, something will happen. It will be side effect. So in order to avoid the UV rays go inside, we are applying some cream, that is sunscreen. Why we are particularly focusing the nanotechnology mean? Nanoparticle in the size of nanometer, 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. It means it's a very, very, very small particle. So compared to the bulk material, if the tiny particle you are using mean, the tiny particle can easily penetrate into the skin. If the penetration is very high mean, the reaction also very high. So if you are going to get the output using the bulk material within 1 month mean, if you are using the nanoparticles, the tiny particle, the penetration is very high, then mean that output, the result will be get very easily. That's why the nanotechnology is very helpful for the cosmetics. Next you can see the space elevator. Space elevator also we are using many kinds of cables. What is the use of cable mean? You know, to communicate the one place to information from one place to other place, we are using cable. So how the nanotechnology will useful for cable development mean? Same thing. So to develop a cable has a very stronger as well as the very lighter. So that time we are using the nanotechnology there. So these are the images. So next you can see potential impact of nanotechnology in faster processing, morphing computers and smaller, more powerful mobile devices. How the nanotechnology for we are using mobile phones, smartwatches everywhere. There are lots of chips are there. This chip can store the data, so longer time. If you are using the nano chip mean, with that data processing is very speed. So at the same time the durability is very high. So that's it, we are focusing the nanotechnology in the mobile devices. Next one, how the potential impact of nanotechnology in the energy storage and treatment of water. What is the energy storage mean? Here you can see solar panel is the best example. The solar panel also nanotechnology is helpful. How mean? Solar panel. If the sun rays or falls on the solar panel, the panel should absorb the heat as well as store the heat, then only we can convert into electricity. If the solar panel, if you are made with the nanotechnology mean, the absorption of the light from the sun is very faster. At the same time, it avoid the scattering. If more rays are scattering mean, we can't get more absorption. Am I right? So same thing here. If you are using the nanotechnology based solar panel mean, the absorption of the sun power is very high. You can avoid the scattering as well as the heat transport. So once that attain the surface of the solar panel, it should transport inside. Then only we can process the electricity. So that will be higher using if you are using nanotechnology in the solar panel. Next you can see energy storage. So if you are using the nanotechnology in the storage material, the energy will be stored the longer time. Next one is the treatment of water. So if you have the normal water being, for the purification we are using water purifier. The water purifier also we are using nanotechnology. If you are using the water purifier using the nanotechnology, it will neglect what are the like metals we don't want, that automatically remove. That is the removal of that wastage as well as purification is happening if you are using nanotechnology in the water. So nanoscience and nanotechnology, now you got some idea about the nanoscience and nanotechnology. It is the interdisciplinary area covering. It means it not only focus the science, it also focus the science, technology, engineering, medicine, all over thing it is covering. So that's why we can call the nanoscience and technology the interdisciplinary. Here you can see this is the figure representing how we can tell the nanotechnology covering all other disciplines. It is covering the material science, it's covering the molecular biology, it's covering applied mathematics, physics, chemistry and electrical and mechanical engineering. So that's why we are called the nanoscience and technology or the interdisciplinary area. Next you can see. So now only we are talking about the nanoscience and nanotechnology. When it is got development, once the scientists have started to do the work in the laboratories, so they found one thing, so they start to manipulate the scale of nanoscale, then only they came to idea, so this will be applicable for this application. So before that, I'm just telling this nanoscale structure exists in nature long before scientists began studying them in the laboratory. It means that nanotechnology and nanoscience, it is still exist in the nature. It means nano in nature. How mean? First we can start with one example, that is the single strand DNA as well as the double strand DNA. Already the comparison of scale you saw how the human is here, how the size of the DNA is there. So what about the comparison? So that also it contains the nanometers. The 1 to 2 nanometer is the size of the DNA. So same thing. So based on the size of the DNA, you can see the single strand DNA, a building block of all the living things, is about 3 nanometers wide. So what about the length? Because that's why I'm telling the nano in nature. Already the nano exists in nature. Next example, butterfly. If you see the butterfly wings, once the light waves are falls on the surface of the wings of butterfly, what will happen mean it start to give the some vibrant colors. How it is happening? So from butterfly nature, the scientists think about how it is happening, because without light falling, it is normal. Once it start to fall on, when the light is falling on the surface of the wings, it start to give some vibrant colors. So based on only they are mimic, like here the scale of the wings of the Morpho butterfly contain nanostructure. That's why it is giving the different colors. So that way the scientists start to do the research. Based on the size, we can tune the color. You saw before, I think 2 or 3 slides before, you saw one picture. Based on the gold nanoparticle size, you can see red color and orange color. Same thing only here also. So from butterfly, we got the idea how the size of the nanoparticle affect the light. So here next one you can see, that is the peacock feather. So that also peacock feathers also you can see lots of colors are present. So based on the color, how the colors are getting mean using the 2-dimensional photonic crystal structure just tens of nanometer thick. So this also in the structure of nano size. If it is a nano size, mean once they are start to interact with the 2-dimensional photonic crystal, we can get the more colors. So same thing only they are mimic in the laboratories, like similar nanostructures are made in lab glow in different colors. So same structure they are made. So same thing how they are seeing the peacock feather, same thing they are replicate as a different colors. Next one is the parrotfish. So here also the parrotfish, from the we can get the idea of how we can improve the mechanical strength as well as the durability. How the bite is very stronger because of the fluoroapatite is so woven together in a chain made like arrangement. Because of that arrangement only, the parrotfish have the powerful bites. So based on the phenomena only, based on the because that arrangement is the nanoscale. So that's why they are mimic same thing to create a material like what are the things are repeatedly we are using, and movement, abrasion and the contact stress. So for that material we are used to the phenomena of parrotfish, that fluoroapatite arrangement. So next one is the lotus leaf surface. You all see the lotus leaf. Once you pour the water on the surface, what is happening? It is the repellent nature. It means the water molecules are not absorbed by the leaf. It is like floating over the surface. That is that that is the nano in nature from the lotus leaf surface. So from that what we observe is self-cleaning. So that is the nanotechnology development only. How we can implement this self-cleaning water repellent nano paints are also made. The paints lots of, because the paint should be a waterproof. Everything whatever we are developing, we are start to ask whether it is a waterproof or not. Exactly. So water repellent nano paints are made from that nano in nature of the lotus leaf surface, and coating with such paint, nano paints we are telling now. If you are coating with such kind of paints, mean it will increase the durability as well as the production. So that's why we can tell this lotus in nature is helpful for to develop the nano paints. So from that pictures we can understand, yes, the nano is exist in nature also. Wherever you are seeing me, the peacock feather, the butterfly wings, you are seeing the parrotfish and the lotus leaf, mean that all have, these are the some example, not limited to this example. We can see lots of example apart from this. So still now we are discussing nanoscience, nanotechnology and science, technology, engineering. But now we are going to in-depth. Nanotechnology is okay. Nanoscience is applicable to develop some equipment that is under the nanotechnology. But how to prepare a nanoparticle? Nanosize is okay, but how to prepare a nanoparticle? Different methods are there. So we can prepare the nanoparticles very easily, but do different main categories. One is the top down. The next one is the bottom up. So through in which method you are going to prepare your nanoparticle. So top down, with me, top to down mean from the bulk material to you are going to get the smaller size. So top to bottom. Next one is the bottom to up. From small to how we can get the big size. Same thing only. So now we can start to discuss about the top down. So top mean I told is the bulk material. How we are going to break the bulk material into small pieces. From that small pieces only we are going to get the nanoscale structure. So bulk, then we are cut into different fragments. From that we can develop the nanoscale. This is under the top down. What is the next method is the bottom up. From smaller, from atom, molecule, cluster, then we can go for the nanoscale. So there are two methods, top down and bottom up. From bulk or from atom, which direction you are going to flow go, based on we can divide into two categories. So these two methods are very helpful to prepare your nanostructure material. So that application of nanotechnology. So the application is it's not limited here, not limited to this many application. We have lots of application: textile, biotechnology, cosmetics and paints, agriculture and food, biomedical, optical engineering and communication, electronics and metallurgy and materials, defense and security, energy storage. These are all the application of your nanotechnology. So you can see here some example. So you can ask, cosmetics mean what are the applications under this? You can see this table. It's industry, it means the automotive industry, how the nanotechnology, in which part you are going to use the nanotechnology here. These are some example for chemical industry, engineering, electronic industry, construction and medicine. So these are the main topic. Under this main field, we have lots of sub-applications are there. Next one, how the textile field, surface process textile and smart cloths. Everything is based on the nanotechnology only. How the nanotechnology is useful for energy, cosmetics, food and drinks, household and sports or outdoor. So these are some example for how the nanotechnology is useful for different categories. Okay. So in that physics, we saw the nanoscience and nanotechnology. It is also one of the branch of science only. Now we are going to next step. That is the one advancement is the particle physics. Why the particle physics is very important mean the recent days many Nobel prizes the scientists are getting from this field only, particle physics. You all know one molecule is composed of two or more atoms. What is the best example? If you see the water molecule, what is the formula for water molecule? H2O. It means two hydrogen atom, one oxygen atom. So from molecule now we are come to the atom. Now again I am going to explain about the what is atom. Atom is composed of proton, electron and neutron. So this we know. How the electrons will be, where is the electron will be there? The electrons are around the atom. It's been revolving around the atom. What is inside me? That is the nucleus. The nucleus has the proton and neutron. So the nucleus is composed of protons and neutrons located in the center of atom. So center the nucleus is there, around the electron is there. The nucleus itself contains the proton and neutron. So now again it's in depth we are going, that is the nucleon. What is the meaning of nucleon? Nucleon means proton plus neutron. This composition is known as the nucleon. So this is based on the quark model we are discussing. So these are all the information about your particle physics. How they are developing still now, because the quarks are nothing but this is a basic building block for your protons and neutrons. So one more advancement in the physics is the cosmology. Yes, from the cosmology branch we can get the idea of that evolution of universe as well as formation of stars and galaxy. So this is the one more advancement in the physics field. It means science. Now we are next step, that is the technology. So science is over. The science, the nanoscience and nanotechnology, and because that particle physics we saw and cosmic rays we done. So next is the AI and robotics. So AI is the artificial intelligence and robotics. Robotics is nothing but one of the machine that is made using your engineering as well as the your computerized program. And next one is the AI. AI is the artificial intelligence. It is one of the tool. It is telling that this bring how the robot can act as a human, how the robot can behave as a human. That is the one more step advancement. So robotics and AI, these are the some significance of your AI and robotics field. So 6 main types of industrial robots: the Cartesian, Scarran, Spindle, Delta, Polar and Vertical Articulated. These are the some main types. And what are the 6 axes of robots are here? This is ideal for arc welding to the other applications like machine tending, material handling. So next we can go for the artificial intelligence. So robots can do whatever work we are computerized, we are programmed, that work the robots can do. So artificial intelligence system. Next advancement, it is the works for the face recognition and the providing response to the player action, because we are playing different games in the computer. So it is give the response to the human. So next one is the AI can take a decision based on the previous task. The robot can't take any decision, but AI is the advancement to regulate the traffic by analyzing the density of traffic on roads. That also we can use the artificial intelligence. So lots of tools are there based on the artificial intelligence. So what are the materials used to make the robots? So robots are very important. It is going to do lots of work on behalf of human. What are the works humans are doing? The same work the robots can do once you are computerized a program. So that's why the robots are very important, because we are going to spend lots of money to develop one robot. Once we implement the robot, no need to go and again alteration. So some 6 months once, 1 year once, we can give the service only. So that's why the material used to make robots is very important. Based on the which material you are used for made, that only giving the durability as well as the processing speed. Because the material is not worth me, we can't expect more process from your robots. So that's why we are using most common metals, that are the aluminium as well as and steel. Aluminium, what is the use of aluminium used in the robots mean? To get the smooth, that is the smoother material only. So that steel is the giving this very stronger. So these two combination helps to maintain the robots as very fast as well as the giving more durability. So what are the advantages? So these are the advantages of your robots. Simply I will tell what are the main application mean advantages mean. 24/7 the robots can work. The human can't work 24/7. Next, every time we need some break. For humans now, some work we are doing after some time they will get tired. So we need some rest. But in the case of robot, it can do 24/7 work. And second thing, that data what we are going to analyze, that will be very it's like precision value. For example, the man is doing some manual error will happen. But in the case of robot, it is not possible, because whatever program we are computerized, using that computer program, whatever we are entering, it can give the values. Next one is the whatever situation, atmospheric condition, the robots can work, but the humans can't work. And the last thing, the radiological field. Now we are telling the radioactive as well as the nuclear power plant. The humans are working they are getting some safety means they are getting some disadvantages like health issue. That is the main thing, because we are the human. That is all the reactive material. Something is we are inhaling, we are getting some health issue. But in the case of robot, that field we can implement the robots. Next one, the robots are made much cheaper than the humans, because in the case of human, we have to give every month's salary, monthly yearly, per annum how much salaries it is calculating, as well as the bonus, everything. We have to give lots of money to the human. But in the case of robots, once you develop the robot, once you implement the program, automatically it is running. That's why we are choosing the material to develop the robot is very important. So these are some advantage. And one main thing, the robot will be very faster than the human. What task you are assigned, than the human, it will complete very fast. So some disadvantages also there when you are using the robots. So there is no emotionless workplace. It means it's a machine only. It can't understand what emotion is going, what the situation. And next one, the robot can't take easily decision. Man means some fault is happening within a second. Okay, what is the alternative way we can go? This called the thing the human can think, but that robots can't think. That is the main disadvantage. And that next one, humans cannot be replaced by robot in decision making, because once the decisions need, we can do, but robots can't do. So this is the nano robot. It is the advancement of robots. So the robots can be made as a nano scale. So nano robots reduce the microscopic level to perform a task in very small spaces. So we are talking about the big space, how the robots are working. But now the scientists are start to think why we can't develop the robots as a nanoscale. Nanoscale means once a very small space we want a help in, we can send the robot inside. For example, something happen in your body, we need one treatment. So instead of go for the biggest one, we can send a nano robot is inside. It will go, it will reach the particular place, then it will cure the particular, it can give the therapy for the particular tumor, then automatically it can come out. Comes out means it can degradable as well as it can come out. That is the nano robots. The Chinese scientists have created the world's first autonomous DNA robots to combat the cancer tumors. So still that nano robotics, how it can be useful for the medical field is under process. So these are the overview of how the advanced the technology or science are helpful to in the medicinal field. We can virtual reality, we can persist in the medicine. So health wearable, lots of wearable sensor we are seeing, glucose level and what is the pulse rate, everything we can measure through the wearable sensor. Artificial organ means we can replace the some organ mean, instead of that organ we can replace with the what we made, that is the implantation we are telling. So that is the artificial organ. 3D printing, that is the advancement of implantation. The dentist and orthopedic, they are using 3D printing material. Wireless brain sensor, what about the temperature and what is the pressure, everything we can measure using the wireless brain sensor. So for that we no need to go for bigger surgery because that is the wireless. And robotic surgery, that is the robots can be assist the surgeons. So smart inhalers, because the asthma patient, the inhaler is very important. So if you are using smart inhalers mean that will be work based on the Bluetooth. So based upon the Bluetooth connection, that will give the it's like a reminder, like this time you have to take this medicine. So like that we can manage it, that is through the smart inhalers. So up to now we are discussing what is science, what is technology, what is engineering and what is medicine. So everything background is the physics. So that's why the chapter name is recent development in physics. So recent development, robotics we saw, and artificial intelligence, these are under the technology. And what is the science mean? Under the science we saw what is nanoscience and nanotechnology. Nanoscience and nanotechnology, it is for the different applications from agriculture to medicine. We saw lots of example. And third one is the engineering, also we saw how the different branches, how the engineering can combine with the other field for the practical application. And final one is the medicine. So medicine also background is physics. So if you are go for MRI scanning, CT scan and ultrasound, everywhere the background is the physics phenomenon. How we are using X-ray tube, how the X-rays are producing, everything in the physics. So I hope you are understood what about the recent development in physics. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful session, Dr. Prabha ma'am. Students, I hope so you will be getting benefit from this program. Higher education related எந்த டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தாலும் நீங்கள் எங்களோட டோல் ஃப்ரீ நம்பர் 7029-200-200 கால் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ ஜாய் யூனிவர்சிட்டி இஸ் தேர் இன் ஹெல்பிங் அவுட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இஷ்யூஸ். உங்களுக்கு கேரியர் ரிலேட்டடாக எந்த டவுட் இருந்தாலும் எங்களோட டோல் ஃப்ரீ நம்பர் கால் பண்ணலாம். தேங்க்யூ ஒன் அண்ட் ஆல்.